So we're gonna resume where we left off, but I gotta go do something real quick, so just hang tight. Did a box come in from Mom? For her seat cushions. She tried to call you. Tried to call Grandpa. Dawkins upstairs doing. That's what I'm about to do.
She on the phone?
She hung up. So we're gonna unload the hogs and then try to get the truck backed up. So we bought the hogs. Now we're gonna unload the hogs. 96 animals unloaded. Now we gotta go unload the sows, which are over here. So now here comes the fun part, trying to get back into this area. But we're gonna be doing anhydrous and then planting this cornfield over here. Since all other crops are planted, we don't have to worry about doing anything else. And hogs don't need hay or grass, so we're good there. And now we can unload the sows. Call in, hey Owen, come get the semi, bud. I'm gonna jump back with Thomas and ride with him for a little bit. Thanks, man. We're gonna send the semi back to my farm. Jump back in with Thomas and see how he's doing on the anhydrous. Get the corn planter headed that way. Well, actually, I take that back. The corn planter, the bean plant, he's still planting beans. So we're still planting beans in the field, which, hold on, I think we're done with beans. Yeah, we're done with beans. So now we're gonna fold the planter up. Switch the icon to corn. And start the planter towards that field there. Well, yeah, there's gonna be 2 fields of corn getting planted though up here. A field, the weird shaped field, and then the other field. I wish I'd get this screen to work, but it won't. So that's the downfall of this game. They don't have working monitors in the game. It's just not, they put it in there, but it's not even a screen. But so once we get this field of anhydrous done, there's a better shot of the first person view out the rear. Just putting anhydrous in on the field. Well, yeah, I don't really know much about this quad track. Partially because I've never actually ran a quad track before. But Apparently the screen shows we're doing good. Depth, how deep the, because this is also doing a tillage pass. And to be 100% honest with you guys, I don't really know what is going to happen. So we got the planter. He's over there waiting on us to get done with this field. Once we're done with it, we are going to... Hopefully he starts... Yes, he's starting rows now, which is a good thing. Now we'll have to switch back to... third person to get a better shot of the rows of anhydrous, or nitrogen. So we're putting NH3 in on the field, which is anhydrous for the corn ground. Well, I mean, no, never mind. We can look at it like this. This 715 tractor is getting a lot of hours put on it. We're currently up to like already 75 hours on this tractor. You can see it there on the screen. But once we get done with this tractor, I think the Versatile has less. Well, I mean, we just jumped with the 715 because it's probably the quicker one to go when you're working small fields like we are. But this is mainly just the co-op's 715 that Thomas is running. I'm just in the drone above him, just watching him run the anhydrous bar through the field. But once all the anhydrous is, spread, then we will, so he's turning around, he made a really wide turn, but to be honest, so once we get him done and get him back to the co-op, we'll worry about the trailer. Since he's got to go past there anyway. And then we'll get him parked, get the trailer put away, and then plant these last few fields of corn, and then in the next episode we will be actually fertilizing the bean ground, putting P and K down on it to have its most potential yield. That's what Owen will be doing, but he's going to be using the co-op for, and I'll help him do that. So we're gonna get but the nitrogen bar, that won't be used again until maybe next spring. But what I do know is that when we're applying the NH3 onto a field like we are doing right now, it's very toxic, and that's why, I didn't put my mask on, but So once we get this entire field like done, we got one more field to put with to knock out with anhydrous, and then the anhydrous bar will be done. Let's just hope we don't run out of nitrogen before then, or anhydrous. So he's turning around now well, he's probably going to hit a little bit of the next field, because that bar is kind of long. But lucky for us, though, we don't own that field, so it's not going to do anything to it. So yeah, the main field we're trying to get done is this one here, the one that's still got half the ground, that's not even halfway done with the rows. Actually, we are over halfway done with this field, but there is still the smaller field. Hold on, how many acres is that small piece? 1 acre. So yeah, that field's only 1 acre long. How many acres is the one that we're currently? It's 7 acres. So yeah, when we harvest this field, the only reason I went with the 7 acre and the 1 acre field was because I didn't think that we were gonna have time to plant all of that. Like the 61 acre plot, we have nowhere near enough money to buy it, and we're gonna stick to what we farm, just small fields. But there is a lot of them, so we're gonna have a lot of profit coming off of our ground. And each farmer combined is gonna at least have a few $100,000 coming off of their return, especially me, since I'm doing cattle and helping with the co-op. I'm also getting paid to help out at the co-op, so that's also a plus. Well, here's another row that's about to be done. And bam, done with that row. We're on to another row. Let's just hope we don't hit a tree on accident going down this field. Because, I mean, hey, look, there's not even that much left to do. So, I mean, there will be one more row left, but barely even that. So we're almost done with this field. you can see here on the screen, look, fertilized. Like, we're up here. You can tell there's only like the black spot right there. That entire, hold on, where's the Dorito shaped field? No, seriously, where is the Dorito shaped field? I don't know where the Dorito, oh, it's right there. Do I own that field? Dang it, I don't own the Dorito. Finally, the sun starts to rise in May, right as we're finishing out with the first field of, or the first round of anhydrous on the hog farm here in May. Now we can send the tractor over to the other field and begin its journey through. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the co-op once he stops and I get him going. So let's lift the anhydrous bar. Let's get him over to the other field, which is this one here. And while he's doing that, I'm gonna get the planter rolling on this ground. As I'm just, hold on, can I just like walk? I'll run. I don't have time to be slow. We gotta get stuff done. And Thomas is taking forever with the 715. Getting out of the field so I can get the planter in the field. And he's gonna end up running smack into the planter if I don't hurry. So we're gonna where are you going? There he goes. Unfold Owen. Now we're gonna begin the corn. Now we're just gonna ride with Thomas to make sure we get to the field that we need to get to. Since most of this video will be spent with the 715 quad track, it is kind of obvious that the quad, nah, it's not my favorite tractor. I may purchase one for the farm later on down the road, but sadly to say that that'll probably never happen. So we've arrived here at the other field. He didn't land like right, did he? He didn't land in the field. No, he did. Now we can finish out the headlands with, or basically just like knock this field out in less than a little bit, because it's not even an acre, or it's just an acre of land. You can tell it's a tiny piece. Yeah, there's only going to be one headland round going in this field. So, yeah, I can see that. The headlands aren't very big. Well, what do you expect? It's a 1 acre piece, so we're not going to need the fertilizer trailer. No, we're not on this piece. Well, I mean, you never know. We are dropping like a lot of fertilizer out off of the tank, so once we get it back, and the next spring we'll take the fertilizer trailer with us. I'm gonna go and invest in a fuel trailer. We're $1,000 short of a fuel trailer. Maybe next year we can upgrade to a fuel trailer. But yeah, once we get all the ground planted around the area, since this is a small central Iowa county, it's not a very populated area. Actually, with it being May, I think all the families that live in the town or the county are out, because there's only 2 towns in the county. and I've been through both towns. We own, well, I mean, we're on the outskirts of one of the main town, where the jail, the courthouse, and they're both volunteer fire departments. So if we were to catch fire, at least I know I'd have 2 neighboring departments coming to support the fire or put it out. But sadly, there's no other counties or towns on the map, because we own the Pine Valley Farms and Cedar Creek Farms now. On this farm, so let me watch him for a minute. So he started Rose. On the 1-acre plot, and to be 100% honest, I think this might be because he's almost done. Now, once he's done, we're actually going to put the planter away because the planting season is over. So once we get done planting this, of course, it goes back outside. But we're gonna definitely finish applying anhydrous on this field, which is the last field of anhydrous that needs to be done. So the co-op is officially done for the season. No, they're not until the summer. Well, they're done for the spring season. They've got a whole nother load of work coming their way in June, when we start, we'll just go ahead and put this up since we're here. And then that way I don't forget about it. So this semi will always be attached to the livestock trailer, gooseneck trailer there. Something like right here's a good spot. How close to being done with this field is he? It's a 36 row and a lot at the same time. What about the anhydrous bar? Well, he's almost done. He nearly looks like outside Kale's building. But he didn't. So now we can send him back to the co-op. And then once the co-op is done, once the planter plants their cornfield, so he's almost done. There's, I think, like one more row to hit. And that means once the entire field is planted, there's one more piece of land in the works to plant. So whatever. Now, if you guys enjoy content like this on the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. So I don't know why he's just going in circles. What was the entire field planted? Growth. Was it hay? Oh, it's my hay. Are both hay fields ready to harvest? So next episode we'll be cutting hay. And yes, both hay fields are planted, or both corn. Well, we gotta plant the other. Oh yeah, that's what I was about to do. Send him to that 1 acre plot. So we're gonna send the planter over to the 1 acre plot of land, just so that way the So we've arrived here at the other field. Go ahead and unfold it and get planting. It's only a 1 acre plot, so it shouldn't take too terribly long. So he's on a roll now, considering planting the So he finished the headlands. So he's almost done planting this field of corn. And let's go ahead and fix the anhydrous bar. Well, yeah, since the bar has basically made it back, why won't it go all the way through? I don't know why it went all the way through, but... or won't go all the way through, I mean. Because it's basically all it needs to do is go all the way through the, come on, go through. It's like, nope, I don't wanna. Hold on, let me just kinda try. Okay, it works. Well, apparently their idea works better. So let's make a loop around the vicinity, since we've got to go back up and around anyway, and catch to where we need to park the anhydrous bar over next to the other anhydrous bar. Once we get that done, then we will be done with the co-op for a season, or for a month, since all the fields are planted. And we've got to do a lot more than just right there. So back up just right there. Now we're good to check on the planter, see how well he's doing. And he crashes into a building. Well, I think, is the field even done? Or is there like... oh, the field's done. So we'll go ahead, lift the planter, get it folded up, and then get out of here. So we'll go ahead and send the planter back to the grain farm. That's where it came from. So we are gonna, why is it there? Well, it got stuck on the, now we're good to go. Now let's send the, planter back to the grain farm. Yeah, I don't know where, oh my god. Oh god, fucking damn, back up. So now we're gonna let's just get him out on the road, and then, well, yeah, that didn't work. So let's get him back out on the road. Now, well, darn it, this tractor does not like to turn very wide. Hold on, is there an easier way to get out to the road? Yeah, go around the long way, but I do not want to do that because I am lazy when it comes to this game. I just buy the equipment, do what I need to do, and then we're good. Now we can go back to the grain farm. put the green farm, put the header away, or the planter, and then so we are just on the dirt road heading back to the farm. So once we get back to the farm with the planter, we are gonna go. We'll just ride back first person. Since all good in the wait, we're almost back already. I did forget that the hog farm was pretty close to the starter farm, or the grain farm was pretty close to the starter farm. But next episode we will be cutting hay and then cutting hay and then fertilizing other crops like beans. Mostly just beans. There's only one field of beans that I know of that Owen has planted. But as long as we keep it not knowing, and Owen's home, why isn't he doing the work? Well, he did do the work. He brought the tractor back. He wants you to back it up because he can't. Oh yeah, right. Forgot about that. So now we're gonna put the planter back in its shed where Owen wants it. I think I gotta get out and open the door manually. I hope not, because I really do not want to get out of the tractor where it's nice and warm, or nice and cool. And I'm gonna have to. So we're gonna make this realistic, go inside and hit it. So we're gonna go inside, open the door. No, that's open. Now we can back the planter into the shop, all 32 rows. So we got it in the shed. Well, not all the way, but we're almost in. Hold on, let me pull out and try to get straight. Right there. Now we're good and straight. Well, at least I think we should be. So we're gonna make this as realistic as possible for you guys at 34 minutes long. I don't really want to be backing in a 36 row planter. Alright, I think that's deep enough on the inside, and we're good. So now we're gonna shut the door. I think I'm in the way of the door shutting. Yep. So we gotta go right there, and it's shutting. Nope. Darn it. I got in the way again, and it didn't shut. So we're gonna let the door shut it. Why is it not shutting? It is there it goes. Now it's shutting. So now we can end the video. Peace.